Okay, so first of all, I wanted to say sorry for how unorganised the Krampus video was, but I've actually organised the video for today. Shocker, I know. So I'm literally listening to my favourite song. If a message comes up, well, you probably won't see it. I'm just going to keep on talking while I type, so if I sound a bit... I just don't want to ignore my bestie. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the real story of Snow White. So, you all heard the story, right? You know, the typical damsel in distress. If you haven't, I'll just run down quickly the Disney version. So there was this girl who's probably 16. I don't really know. It wouldn't tell me her age. And then, technically, she legs it from her stepmom. What's a typical story? So, she ran from her mum, well, stepmom, who hated her because she was beautiful. Then she broke into people's cottages, hence the Seven Dwarfs one. Then she became friends, and then she gave an apple from a stranger. She took one from the stranger like that, what was also a mother in disguise. And of course, you know, like the smart person she is, she ate the apple that poisoned her. She collapsed to the floor. And then, of course, once that happened, a random prince came, kissed her, and then, you know, boom, she awakes, she gets married, boom, wins, right? The typical one. So, have you heard the real version? Forgot what the brothers is called. I might just Google it right now. Okay, I'm not organised for that part, but, okay, it's already on my thing, though. No. A cookie recipe, so not here. Okay, hold on. The real story of... Okay. I'm sorry, I'm coming so unorganised. Okay, the Grimm brothers done it. Okay, so the Grimm brothers created this. So, the real version of Snow White, she's 7 years old. 7. Now, if you haven't heard the real story, this is going to become a weird shock near the end. So, you were probably wondering, why am I so annoyed at 7? It's just a weird thing. At the end, you'll hear it. So, of course, in the typical story, she legs it from a stepmom, and she does in the real Grimm brothers version. But when she breaks into the Seven Dwarfs' house, she says that they become friends, hence she became an actual maid for them and cooks and cleans for them. You know, like nearly every Disney princess. So when she done that, the stepmom / stranger gives her an apple and she chokes on it. Not poisoned, chokes. So they thought she died, what she was supposed to. So they put her in a glass coffin. Glass coffin. Why glass? No one will ever freaking know. So the Prince Charming of the story has to pick up the glass coffin to bring her to the funeral, you know. So he picks up the coffin and drops it. Now, if it was a normal wooden coffin, sure, people make mistakes. She probably would have been dead by now anyway. But because it was glass, nope, she's going to have glass shards everywhere. So clearly the impact of the coffin unlodged the apple from her throat and she somehow lives. Somehow. By that space, when she eats the apple to being dropped, she would have a lack of oxygen, meaning she would have been dead by now. But, you know, storybooks are storybooks, right? So, of course, the stranger / her Prince Charming then goes, oh, well, I just saved your life. Let's get married. She agrees to the wedding. I'm like, okay, my prince, we shall. The prince is full grown. She is a 7-year-old child. I would have been happy if she got poisoned, you know, or at least been a bit older. So there's many parts of this story that relates to the Disney one that I kind of like, because if you did not know, I'm a massive Disney fan. For my YouTube profile, it is Mickey Mouse. So, you know, yeah. But my questions: why would you take an apple from a stranger? She probably hasn't been taught stranger. Well, no, she had a father. Can that father, so, yeah, stranger danger people? No, that doesn't exist. Okay. So next, why marry someone you barely met? This is a problem for all Disney and non-Disney relatable princesses, apart from Merida and Mulan. Those are the only two that I could technically think of that they married a prince like that. Oh, and Beauty and the Beast, Belle as well. Okay. And Rapunzel, but she was locked in a castle, so she knows nothing. But they all have this terrible, horrible life. Mostly with stepmother, key information of Disney. They find this prince, saves them, right? So why does Disney have no logic? For the poisoning, why would you take an apple? And then did the Seven Dwarfs think, oh, let's not try and save her because we're minors and we do have a bit of strength and smarts to try and save this girl who's been cooking, cleaning and making sure we have actual food. Let's just leave her dead and put her in a coffin. Yeah, that sounds very smart. Not. So, yeah, of course, because I'm a smarty, I barely know any dwarf names, apart from Sleepy and Grumpy. I don't know, they're just named after things they do, yeah, and what they feel. Okay, so technically, I hate Prince Charming for many reasons. Snow White one, for Grimm Brothers, that's the biggest reason. They portray him as this hero, but if you actually read the proper stories, you realise how stupid he is. So, of course, yeah. Also, let me make you all feel old. If I can. If you don't, I'm sorry. I just technically ruined Snow White for you. So, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out in 1999, I think. Don't quote me on that because I don't know. And it's now 2020. I'm thinking how old she is when it came out. She's 82 years old right now. You're welcome. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for 15 subs. Now, you're probably thinking, Queen Riot, that is not a lot. For God's sake. Well, it is for me, knowing that I have little to no expectations on myself. So thanks. And I'm glad you all liked the Crumpets video, even though I made so many mistakes and couldn't even speak properly. That's why people plan, because they know what they're going to say. So, yeah, have a great day / night. Like, subscribe and comment only if you want to. And, yeah, never trust a random Prince Charming.